So, if that gives you a few thoughts about how you select where you're going to grow, well, that's fine then. You're still left with the question of why should the customers that you've now targeted, where you want to get growth, why should they choose you? Particularly if you don't trade with them already. One of the things to factor into your strategy is, do you fully understand the relationship between what's called the bought market and the sold market? Companies who are predominantly in the bought market get most of their business from existing customers. And in which case, by and large, they will come to you. If your growth strategy requires you to enter new markets or attract new customers, you're now entering the sold market. You've got to persuade these people to give up their present arrangements, either with one of your competitors or by doing it themselves, and they've got to choose to come to you. They will only do so if your proposition is compelling. What gets you competitive advantage in markets is A, understanding what's important to customers and resulting in them giving you more business, and B, making sure that you are measurably better at it than anybody else by absolutely focusing on it and putting the resources in place to make sure that you are able to do it better than anybody else. And now you can start thinking about what claim you're going to make. If you're making a claim for your business and what it offers to your customers, is the claim most of you make that you're good? Is the claim you make that you're better? Or is the claim that you make that you're the best? You clearly want to move over to the right as far as you can. If your standard is much the same as the rest of the marketplace, in truth, you can really only say you're good. If you think you're better than most people, you can make a claim that you're better, but you better be able to back that up. And the gold standard is to be able to claim you're the best. You'll only get to the point of being able to claim some of your capabilities are the best if you really do prioritise getting super good at that particular activity. You get good at things by deciding what you're going to get good at. And you should decide to get good at things that are going to make a serious difference to the demand you get from your customers that will give you a better share of the business. And it helps if you can express your compelling proposition in terms that are meaningful to the customer. Too many of the propositions I read and see on websites are expressed in terms that are meaningful to the company. But that's not the audience you're aiming at. It's got to be meaningful to the customer. And how many compelling propositions do you see that actually involve any numbers? Any claims for, we do this X% better than anybody else? The benefit to you will be the competitiveness of your business will be enhanced by you getting this product or service from us. And it all relates to this ability to start by being market and customer facing and thinking about the needs of the market and your customers on the basis of what I call outside to in. Most organisations think inside to out. So it's a key message here that to do successful growth strategy and to implement it, you need to think outside to in. The one period when I had Kingsmill as the brand leader in the bread market was when I said to the research and development people, what's the only claim that a plant baker has never been able to make for the products? And the answer I got was, no baker has ever been able to make the claim that plant bread tastes as fresh as just baked bread, which of course is what led to the rise of the in-store bakeries. So I said to the R&D people, well, I want one like that then. And they said, well, you can't have that because we've not been able to make one. I said, but you are going to make one. I don't know how, that's what you're there for, but I want you to come back with a loaf that will pass the test that it tastes as fresh as just baked bread. Eventually they come back with this loaf and we put it on the market as Kingsmill Gold. The advertising made that absolute and clear claim, it tastes as fresh as just baked bread, and within 6 months Kingsmill was the brand leader for the first time.